Hey everyone, this is I think part two of this project, at least in terms of what I've recorded. As you can tell, it's based on the original Legend of Zelda. That's very early development. But we have some cool stuff, I think. I think those effects are pretty nice. We have a nice little respawn effect. I think it's really cool how it's based on. Is this guy following me? I can't tell. No, I think it disappears once it's off screen, and then it goes back to its start position. Anyway, what if I want to attack from this far away? Well, we're going to need an arrow. So that's what I was just about to make. So feel free to watch and get some ideas for your game. I don't know. Maybe you'll find it interesting. Anyway, so we have a sprite. Just want a sprite. Need to get to. Oh, not the icons. I never made. Let's make an atlas for this. Items. Let's see. I think these are 16 by 16. That's the sword, wooden sword, which I'm not particularly using right now. So for this one, I think we want local to scene. I might clear that real quick. Not sure if it matters. So local to scene. So every time we use it, it's going to be a unique instance, if I'm doing that right. And so I have to find the arrow. The arrow's down here, so that's about so 1632, 48, 64, 80, and I think 32. I was off a bit. So let's see. It was 40. Oh, I'm sorry. 48. We're going to edit this. Turn off the grid snap. And just kind of wrap it around this guy. And there's an arrow. So we want this arrow to move statically. It's just going to move at a set rate in one direction. And we need to be checking a specific collision layer. Or, I'm sorry, a mask. It needs to be listening and thinking. We might get rid of. I think it needs a hurt box or a hitbox. Hitbox, right? Forget which I call it. Hurtbox is where we can be hurt. Hitbox is what we give things. So hitbox, that's for an area 2D. I think that's fine. Do we even need that? Just trying to think if I need two types of collision. I don't really like that. So we'll just set the mask when we instance it. So it's going to always listen for solids. So if we collide with something like a tile map collision, we want it to bonk. And also if it hits, for now, let's just worry about enemies. We will need to modify this code, or well, give it code in the first place that will allow us to swap it between player and enemy collision. So if an enemy shoots it, obviously we want it to be listening for the player, not the enemies. So let's give it a script. That's fine. And my fingers are quite cold. I've had the windows open in my house a bit early. So typing, I gotta warm up. Anyway. So we create it. It needs to move in one direction. Give it a speed, which, let's say, maybe it moves a little bit fast, faster than the player at least. And I think the main thing is it needs to be spawned on the world, not on its creator. If we did that, then it would just follow the actor's position. So maybe I make a layer for that, or let's see. They could omit that up. So if we give actor scripts, I think that's going to be the way to go. So the actor can have a function to shoot an arrow. And I think it's just going to need direction. And I send that up as an int. And indent. So we will. I don't even know if we need that. Let's give them a signal. Put this up again. Shoot an arrow. So it doesn't need to be. I should keep it simple for now. I can't really think about making it adaptable to both enemies and players right now. So we have that. We're going to need a separate input. Maybe UI cancel for now. Then we're going to fire the arrow. And so let's look at the actor shooting arrow. And it's going to need the direction. Which if we look at actor, we have that, the facing. I might send direction through instead, though. I think that makes more sense. So we have to update this. No, that's fine. We're just going to give it a type. These can be typed as well. Okay. No more signals. We have signals. No. Okay. So we're sending that up. And it'd be great if I could just create it. Put it on the right layer, but I think we do want to use signals here. World layer, world. And I think the layer will handle that. I think we'll just be able to throw it anywhere for now, at least. for actor in children. Do actor dot shooting arrow dot connect. You know what? I forgot we have callbacks that I think I can just make a temporary function. Let me see that. Or callable. Yeah, I need to start using that for these kind of things. Yeah, I think that is right. So we're gonna make it up here. Of course it has spaces. Func, I don't know why you would have it like that. And then so we'll have shoot arrow, and it's going to take the direction, and this is going to be, we probably get a const for the arrow, so pack scene. We're going to do var arrow equals arrow dot instantiate, and then arrow dot direct. We're creating a init function, and we're going to pass through direction. I apologize, I have to take a short break. I'm just going to mute. Okay. So I think we can just pass that through. Oh my gosh, can I type today? So we're connecting that, and that already passes through direction. Arrow, we need to give it a init. And so init direction. We might need delta. Move and collide. And so motion is going to be our direction times speed. So I think we can just set velocity. But you do have to send it through on this, I believe. It's not like move and slide. I don't think we do anything else there. It's going to take direction. And expected indented block. Yeah, no doubt. Velocity equals direction times speed. Okay, and when we collide, we need to queue free. And so I think for that, we're gonna need to get what is returned from that. Let's see. Yeah, because it doesn't have, there are no signals for that. So you just do like collision. It's going to be kinematic collision 2D equals that, I believe. And then if not collision, then we return. Then we want to get the collider, which I think is returned just as a node 2D. Let's see. It's an object, which is funny because you would think it would only be a physics body, but alright, back to the arrow. So collider is going to be an object. It's going to equal collision dot collider, and then yeah, get collider. That's right. And check the type. So if maybe I do want a hurt box or a hit box. It's kind of silly though to have two. Not that it matters a whole lot. Collider in is player, or oh no, we just do if collider is actor. Then excuse me. Well, usually the actor's listening. That's why we use those. No, so the actor's listening for that. So really, we don't need the collider. We just need to destroy. So I might just do this instead. If collision, we queue free. Since we don't need that data, we'll leave it like that. It's fine. E is fine. So we have the arrow. We do need to rotate it. Which would be oh, excuse me. Math dot no, sorry, it's in vectors dot convert vec2 to facing int. And so we put direction, and that's going to be times 90. And that's just for the sprite, I believe. I don't think we want to rotate anything else. So as long as we have our sprite centered, that should make sense. So let's go test it out and see if it works. I'd be surprised. I mean, nice. So I'm pressing cancel. We're not getting any arrows. So let's take a look at what's going on. So we're emitting that, which means our layer needs to be listening for that. We're not adding it to the tree. Excuse me. So add child arrow. Still no arrow. Are we getting to this function at all? We are. Okay, that's a good sign. Let's see if those arrows are in the tree. So I'm going to press that a few times, and then I want to go to my layer. So we want to see them popping up there. It's possible they're colliding right away. I'm just going to get rid of that and let's see. Yep, that does seem to be what's happening. Let's see, can we see where they are? Solids. Oh, we have to set the position. I think they're spawning at 0, 0, which is solid. So let me put that code back in, and yeah, so knit is going to need position and direction. So we do position. Just abbreviate it, equals position. Which is going to need to be sent up from there as well. So we go to actor and we add that. And go back to our layer script, and so we just do let's try it. I think moving collide does need delta. There we go. I don't know why it's getting stuck on us. Arrow, so you're checking for solids. You also need a visibility on screen notifier. And so when you exit the screen, we want you to queue free. So there's probably something on the player that is, yeah, it's just colliding with the player. That's the problem. It's colliding with that, I believe. No, it shouldn't be. Arrow, it has that mask. We can check. We can see what it's hitting. No, it's just not moving. Oh, because directions, when we're sending direction through, it's invalid. Send this through. Send facing through instead. So where's my input? Save that. Facing. I have to update the top of the world layer. And the arrow. It's maybe a little dumb, but what can you do? So we have facing. Yeah, because direction we set to 0 on the player. So for this we can do facing times 90. Now this is going to be vectors convert facing into vec2. We put in facing, and we didn't. Let's see, facing inch, but is vec2 needs to be that. I really like that I can make that function like that. Cool. See, it destroys on hit. Now I want to test that on some enemies. Okay. We have to put it on the player layer. That should count as a hit now. Or not. Their hurt box, let's see, is it listening? Player attack, okay. So we put it on the player attack layer, that should do it. What? Oh, it seemed like they got hit. Alright, that's hitting now. I'm guessing, no, it should be hitting that hurt box first. The arrow is on that layer. I don't know what that, oh, that's the visible. I guess, I mean, it doesn't matter a whole lot. Turn that off. I don't see any reason why that's not triggering. Weird. So we can clean up the arrow script. We don't need these. Okay, it hit that one. So I was thinking we probably just want this to be on the tip. Dude. Let's see just what. Cats, what are you doing? What are you doing? Chill out. Dude, what the? What? See, this kind of shit, I don't understand. It's on the player attack layer. We're creating it. It might be because we're only rotating the sprite. Is that what's happening? All right, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's not going to rotate. Actually, yeah. But even still, I don't fully understand the issue there. Anyway, we should be able to just, yeah, so we want to rotate the whole thing. Hopefully that was the problem. Dude. Why is the hurt box not picking that up? Okay, so from the top. Oh, I'm dead. Always fun debugging collision. Hurtbox body entered. Why is this not triggering? Take down. I do need the. I need my bat. Also, we should clean this up. All right. So let's look at the bat. We're gonna do, yeah, we already did visible collision shape, so that should give us some kind of indication. Okay. Okay. Does the hurt box just need to be bigger? It's weird that that's not triggering first. I mean, it'd be funny if that's all I have to do. Oh. What in... You're telling me if it hits both Doesn't work. But why is it not hitting that hurt box first? Maybe that's a problem. Yep. Yeah, because it doesn't need to listen for the enemy. We just need to set what layer it's on. It does need to listen for solids, though. Alright, cool. I guess that makes sense. I want to decrease that again. Okay, so we have arrows. We need to check if we have the arrows. So we're going to need some kind of data. If we look at my UI, you can see I have those icons with the quantities up top. You don't just have infinite arrows, as it may seem. And then I have to think, do I want the arrows to keep going? Oh, it's kind of cool. If you line up your attacks, you can get multiple kills. But we probably want them to stick. I feel like it does need to listen for the enemy. But maybe wait a bit. Set process. Let's try this. Uh, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, they're hitting now. I think we're gonna wait. Is what we're doing. Turn off. Let's see. Disable collision. Mask. So it's going to be on false. So we disable all collision. We want us to keep moving for maybe like a quarter of a second, if that. And then we want to stop processing. We want to stop moving, and then we want to free. So I wanted to like go into that tree a bit. Yeah, we can see it's just a little bit too long. Let's try it. Yeah, something like that. And really, we want it to stick into the enemy. And so, if what we're hitting has knockback, we want it to become a child of that thing. So we do that, and then we need to check the type. So if collision dot get collider is actor, then we we want to reparent to that collider. And I don't know if we have to change anything else. Else, we keep moving for a bit before we clear that, and then here we queue free. And we could probably randomize this. So if we did like 0.5 to 1.1. So business as usual when we collide with the tile map. See how it sticks into them and follows them? Now something that I saw happen was if we hit their hitbox but not their collision, yeah, see. I'm not super worried about it. I mean, do I really need a hurt box? I don't think it. Oops. I don't think it needs to be that big, at least. Let's look at enemy goo. So there's like. Yeah, I think I'll do the same thing for that. Actually, theirs is a little bit high. I don't know. Why is their collision so high? That should be down. Yeah. I think. Let's take a look at that. Maybe I was. I shouldn't be moving this. I should just be moving that. Same here. I think that's better. So we can turn these off. See if everything looks all right. Yeah, that's pretty nice, I think. Oh, we need to disable our collision as well. That way, so this is either going to be enemy Okay, maybe not that fast. Do that down here. Actually, that's going to be the same difference for this. Yeah, I think we'll do another one there. That way it gives the arrow time to land. Maybe we give it just a little bit more collision shape. That should help us with hitting that hurt box. Yeah, that's good. Oh, just barely missed that guy. Perfect. And the little thing I want to do here is position equals position. Let's get direction up here. So I'm going to use that to give us a little bit of a random offset. I guess we don't really need that. I mean, it's okay. So position plus equals range. Yeah. So now every time it'll just be a little bit different. Maybe that's too much. Or maybe it should just depend on where we're shooting it from. It's okay. Direction 3. Like, so we push it just a little bit in front. Is that even doing anything? Like, let's make it really exaggerated. Yeah, that's working. 10? Why not? So 10 pixels in front of... We could just modify the arrow. That might make more sense. Oops, that was the sprite. We want these all linked. Yeah, let's try it. But then that's going to mess up our rotation. Possibly. Yeah, it needs to be centered. So it's like spawn offset is 10. I That way it's clear what we're doing there. It's not just a magic number. Yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks a lot better because, like, no one in real life is going to shoot perfectly straight every single time. Unless you're that dude in Lord of the Rings. What was his name? I'm going to try. I want to say Frodor, but I know I'm just combining Frodo with Hodor. Different shows. Yeah, this is pretty nice. I'm digging it. I think our effects are working well. Dang, Link, you can almost... I mean, you're not Link. Can you shoot through? Oh, you can! Wow. Tactics. So what's happening is we're so close that the movement begins later. That delay, so we could check for that later. But that is low priority. Arrows are good. We need to check if we have that quantity, though. So for actor player, we need to do an ammo check here. For enemies, they'll probably just have unlimited. That's how it would be done in an actual Zelda game. I'm going to grab my coffee real quick. So ammo. Let's open up the GUI. So the GUI is going to need to load in and also connect to the data. So let's think about the process here. Let's maybe sketch it out. So player's going to pick up. Why is this canvas? So I normally don't have such a big canvas. Image properties. Do I have to go in there? Man, this sucks. Let's just go to Aseprite. So player picks up, pick up. Let's say it's a rupee, right? So player picks that up. This needs to communicate with the GUI. And then, sorry, no, with the data. Which then communicates with the GUI. Which player does not care about. So then player needs to check, with data. If they can buy. Right, so that's what the kind of the logic is for. I'll say that. That's kind of funny. So like buying tree logic demo. Right, so we pick up money, that gets sent to data. Data then updates the GUI, and then player also needs to check data when they want to buy. Something like that. It's pretty much the same thing with arrows, right? We pick up an arrow, goes to data, which updates the GUI. When we want to shoot, we check data, and then we shoot, right? You can put in any kind of action or item there. You just swap them out. And it should be the same logic. It's pretty basic. I don't know. I thought it would be kind of fun to draw it out. So using that logic, we need the data. Let's see. So I have data here. We could just use that. That's fine for now. I don't think I'm using that function, but that can stay. Maybe I'll just comment it out for now. So we could do inventory as in dictionary. And we have like arrows. And say we give us 15. And I might as well go through and do all the items. So we have arrows. We have, I'm just going to call it money for now. 0. Bombs. 0. And then we have, what's the other one? Keys. So what we want is to be able to check that data at runtime. I'm going to make it a global. And I'm just giving us 15 arrows so we can test it. So now the GUI needs to check that data. I could make a proper inventory, but for now, let's just do like, maybe I do need an inventory actually. Just do it like this for now. I don't really care. And quantity, default to 1. And the inventory item, let's do plus equals quantity. Get. I'm confused. Isn't that supposed to get? Oh. Do that. I think we probably just want to send out the item name and the quantity. This is basically like a streamlined version of my inventory system, which I'll probably want to branch off and not just have the data node handle this. But so now that we have that signal, the important thing is that the GUI can connect to that. So the GUI is going to need a script. Give it a class name. Why not? Why not? Sorry. So function ready. We're going to handle connection. So it's going to be data dot inventory updated dot connect, and we're going to need references to these items, which now we have those really cool lambda functions or whatever they're called. We can do this like update item quantity. It's going to be a callable, I think, function, and it's going to be item name string and quantity. And we do that and pass for now. Missing something here. What am I missing? Where did we just use that in World Player? Oh, Func. So we're going to need to get a reference to this. Plus money. We could just use the names. Bombs. Arrows. Keys. Since we're referencing the dictionary, I'm going to format it like this. It's kind of telling myself that that's what we're doing. Because then we should be able to just do, like, if we get a reference to items. Let's get children. And what's wrong? It has to be an array. Or is that not how that works? No. We do. Let's go back. Items.find child. I think pattern is the name. Item name. Dot text equals. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's look at that. Let's get that script. Set text. It's just going to be. Call this quantity. Get a reference to that. Change this quantity. It's going to be n int text equals string n. Is that not a thing? Go back to GUI. So we're going to find child. We're going to set its quantity to quantity. And yeah, I mean, you could technically put this in there, but I'm fine with this. So we do that. The data. We want you to emit that signal for everything in the inventory. For item inventory, which I don't know what that's going to give me. I don't know if it gives me the keys or the values. For item and inventory, see, I was taking a break working on Lua. Godot looping through dictionary. Yeah, that's exactly what. For key and dict, so it's going to give me the keys, which we can then use. Is there a better way? see, inventory. Change this to key. Just put key. Let's see what happens there. What's wrong? Inventory updated. Dot emit. We're happy now. Let's see. That's not working. Let's do dot keys. That doesn't do it either. Let's print item name. See if that's working. So it is working. We're emitting it. I think the problem is that we're emitting it too early, because the GUI is coming in after that. So what we can do is await get tree process. There you go. Now every time we use an arrow, so we do if data dot. Yeah, I do get arrows. Let's just do this. Oh yeah, right. You can use that format. Is greater than 0, then my Lua is coming out. Then we do that. And we also need to, when we shoot an arrow, it should be okay. We need to check every time that's updated. We probably don't want anyone accessing that directly. So we're going to do this. It's going to return an int. Do the same thing here, like get item. Oh, whatever. We could make set get functions, but I think this is fine. So we get item there. Go back here, it's going to be data dot. I think that's going to be better in the long term. No, because that's... I have to just edit it, or we have remove item. Screw it, let's just keep it how we have it. See, the benefit is that we could do this all in one go. If data dot use item arrows, that's fine. Let's not get too complicated. So you're going to need max quantities as well. That's why you want this add item function, so that makes sense. Let's go blast through all these arrows, see how that looks. We're not updating. Well, that's another reason why we want this separated, because we need that signal to emit. Which is what we're going to use setget for. I have to look up the formatting for that, though. It's got a weird. I don't really need the export. I just need to do that. Get a second. Okay. Gosh. What is my? Oh my gosh. So set. Look at that again. This is not what I want. We're going back. Oh my gosh. Let's do that. Okay. Actually, we're going to return. Cool. So, if equals 0, then we return false. Just put that up there. What's wrong here? Okay. And I'm really cold. Yep, so we're going to do if data.useItem. Wait, shoot. Perfect. Perfection. All right, I think that's a good spot to break. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck with your game or games. And I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching, as always.